Good morning, Light and Love crew. All else, no space for you here, okay? All that means is that you have integrity in light and love. That's all. You work from the heart chakra, honestly speaking. So I don't accept anything else. Therefore, I call upon the angels of love and light to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, that of my light and love crews, which should also cover a ratio of my family. So that's all I'm called to protect. The rest of them need to do the work on their own. I'm not going to give any freebies, even if we're blood. You do the work or you don't. You come from a sincere place or you don't. But I'm called to protect those who do put in the work for spirit, for the collective, the health and wellness of the collective. No, except nonetheless, okay? I'm not going to overextend myself, okay? Oh, by the way, good morning. Pre-8 o'clock, okay? Let's go ahead and light a candle. Excuse me. It's kind of heavy. Okay, let's see here. Freakazoid. Come on. So I'm learning my lessons. There's many for us all. But part of the beautiful thing about learning our lessons as an adult is that whether or not we have kids, we still have that impact with our lineage. So that includes if you're an aunt or uncle or even like by marriage, a step, So I'm hearing that if you inherit a step, like inherit through marriage, when it comes to like being a step uncle or step aunt, or or even it's very similar to being a godparent, that you're adopted into the role, so therefore it's like a step up. That's what I heard. That's from the divine. That is a true download, let me tell you. I think that's actually very beautiful. I haven't thought about it in full. I'm gonna think about it after, when I'm not so distracted to deliver messages. But as a recipient, I'm gonna revisit that, because I think that means something to others. And I just want to comprehend, because sometimes I like to get varying points of views on how that's, what kind of impact I make on others. It helps fuel what I'm doing, even if I don't see a visual response in the matrix, like saying, having comments or, it's crazy how originators, co-creators are given like this all access pass, but at the same time, the recognition is the same kind that spirit or the divine receives, which is like crickets. But as you know, crickets are meaning to be like good luck. Like Jiminy Cricket, for goodness sakes, is goodness. There's yucky energy here. Give me a second. This thing is heavy. It's already, Give me a second. I need to chill out this flame for just a second. But just like looking at the dynamic, it's like we get a taste for what it's like in the divine realm. And it's almost like the silent treatment. In fact, I actually feel like someone's trying to come in, like budge in through this side with, a psychic attack. I felt it. I don't know when the new moon is going to come, but like I know some shit is going down. Motion by the hands of man. And that is incomparable to what happens within the divine realm, especially when you work for spirit. Because you're representing for those that like have a muffled voice when it comes down to it. So you get a taste for what it's like on the other side when you're doing like really, really, really like good work. And that's not to say like that those who get recognized here doing, the Lord's work, the work of the divine realm isn't like, I'm not saying that that's a criteria, but I'm saying for those like, okay, holy smokes, there's so much that I want to say here that they're trying to like deliver here. But back to like the cricket, Jiminy Cricket, the consciousness, your inner knowing, with the role of ethics, right? It's interwoven. You can't separate the two. And that's what Jiminy Cricket represents. So luck, okay? And how, when we're talking about crickets, okay, drawing back to that idea, how it, when we are kind of underrated, when we don't have like the representing voices to back us and our work so that we can actually depend on that as a primary source. It's not just service, but like doing the work is already a challenge in itself. So the added struggle of having to create a livelihood, it's like it doesn't make sense, right? But at the same time, this whole cricket thing is a bout of luck, which is they're protecting us from while we're growing, while we're in some sort of like an auric cocoon stage. And one thing I want to go ahead and say, let me just like assert myself here in a portion, which is like there are times when I receive ish on my feed about how like ways to become more articulate, or like this has come up several times, and it's funny the way it's the lingo or the diction is select, okay? Because they could have said eloquent. Then you're like, you're just being picky, and that's kind of bougie in the way you're itemizing and analyzing the way people deliver. And I find it to be kind of juvenile within that presentation. Like, I love, I told you before that as a young kid, I enjoyed self-help books and how that was taboo before. However, now, like I'm still under the same impression that I'm all about, self-improvement. But this reaches another topic, right? Like, how are you going to be a stranger and then assert yourself into someone's life, get into their face energetically and be like, well, let's critique how they deliver, when it's like, that's not even the meat of it. So that tells me automatically, energetically, where you're at, which is, you're not even really doing the work. You're doing like the aesthetic part of your life. Your presentation. You're focused more on the aesthetic value than the actual content. So my whole thing is not about getting the buy-in, okay? Whereas theirs is about the buy-out. You know what I'm talking about? A buy-out is a sellout. So and I also saw this within the iteration within the past 24 hours of etiquette. And it was by this young girl, and I know that she's only exposed to what she's only exposed to. So, and I appreciate like her intent to let others easily bypass the struggles that were kind of unnecessary, given her experiences and what she learned through an insider. And this is about like going to like top bougie places and trying to fit in so that you're treated, so that you get that buy-in, in order to be heard. And it's like, dude, that's so old world thinking, like when I become big, okay, like for reals big, not just like underground, which is like still for reals, like, and that's kind of like flattery, because there's a certain amount of protection there, because you're viewed by, top clients, not just people who have wealth in their pockets, but they have to preserve their privacy. I think it's actually really cool. But let's get focused here, Tina. Shit. Fuck. But like when I get big, like for reals big, undeniably big. I don't want to have to, like, of course I want to learn about other cultures, but one that projects classism as a value before you can even be heard, like, no. If I want to be able to enter into these places, being that I'm supposedly accepted and welcomed, especially if I pay a fucking entry fee, a membership fee, that I don't have to modify my behaviors in order to get in. That I'm already valued as is. I mean, I love myself. Regardless if I eat with that fork or that spoon or whatever. If I choose to eat with only one utensil. Because all that shit is a waste. Like, I have the know-how, but like I have my own preferences too. You know what I mean? So, or like, oh, okay, well, she's not wearing closed-toe shoes, or, oh, there's a little scuff on them. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the whole thing that drives back to, getting my nails done when I'm doing divination work. Like, that tells me straight up, and without shit talking, my peers, but for a good amount, the good ratio, like, this is all learned behavior so that you're heard well or whatever. So I'm not grouping everybody into this, but there's a good elite when it comes to setting that precedence of what's acceptable, not just desirable, but acceptable. But like that shows me that you're like a people pleaser. I know that there are certain readers that I have visited that do that, but it's like, if they could, they would rather not. But like some bullshitters that got ahead in line, that forced their way through, sold out, so it looks like they're top notch, set that precedence. And it's like that conceptual Louis Vuitton bag, right? So it's just crazy to me. People are fucking crazy. So anyway, I have tamed the flame, as you can see. Excuse me, I just need to put it back. Okay. Scoot. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it like that. Okay. So, it's 8:10. Okay. We're doing okay on time. Where did I put? Holy smokes. Okay, right there it is. We're using the Tarot de las Estrellas. Is it? Yeah. Tarot of Eternal Stars. Yes. Or Liberty Tarot. So anyway, I had a pre-court date, and I'm asking upon my divine team of love and light to absolutely, just guide me through this so that I don't overspeak, that I remain protected as well as my children when it comes to our path and our well-being. Okay? So, I'm wondering about karma and, like, first off, like, what to do. My focus has been really, like, pulled apart almost. Like someone's trying to force deconstruct me. And I know what this source is. Like, I don't do this to myself. Like, so let me tell you, little update, okay? My ex decided to leave us high and dry, with the mortgage, which is due in 1 day. So if anybody or a sum of people have, like, some spare change of $2,500, if not more, because there's more than just one bill that's due, I'm open to some sponsorship. I'm open to a donation, like a drop donation of that. It's a reality. I'm worth it. My work is worth it for sure. But it's insane to me, like, how he could just easily just do that. There are other things tied to it, like he texts our older son that he's not coming home or whatever, but then he sneaks in and he takes his mountain bikes and and certain work stuff like laptops or whatever, but he takes anything that he sees of value, including the kids' bike seats. Do you understand what that, like, do you know what the implications are? And, like, also fooling with my card prior to the court date, like that morning of. So both front tires were low on air. There was also a slash to the hub, the cover part. It looked like it was sanded or scraped and, like, torn. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I noticed this last night when I was about to, like, run a quick errand to, like, revive myself. And I saw his weed box gone. And I was like, oh, he was home. Because there's no fucking way that he would bring that to his job to do, like, a remote conference hearing for the court stuff. Or even visiting the lawyer to discuss open items. There's no way to bring that whole, like, weed box. I mean, he left his, like, remnants behind or whatever, but that particular one is just insane. But, like, Spirit reminds me, yes, Spirit, that, like, how do I say it? Spirit reminds me that, like, it's my inputs that matter. But, like, I'm confused as to what I should do with this, because he texted me saying something like he pulled all funds from his account, so there's zero ability to make that payment. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, when it comes to, like, using the word amicable, like, he's thrown that, I don't know, people. So, like, I don't know if I should be focusing. Let me see. Spirit, tell me, please. Like, I know better. Like, my inner knowing understands where my focus should be. And it takes some work to still get there. However, like, my ass isn't that big to pull shit out of. I'm sorry. I should have not said that. But it's like that's what my visualization is. Like, oh, I'll just, pull it out of my ass. And it's like, I don't know what to do. Sorry, Spirit. Like, I know that's crass. But should I still make the payment under the assumption, since there were only a few items that were agreed upon during that that meeting, which doesn't include the agreed upon move out date or like support or, you know, certain things. And it's like that, those hostilities, it's like, well, so I have to like work under the logic to presume, oh, Two of Wands. Okay. So Two of Wands is naturally open. Okay. It's sizing up the situation, sizing up yourself, knowing what you bring to the table. Okay. But here it's blocked. Okay. And this is a reiteration, an emphasis on the inner knowing that you already know. This is Spirit saying, like, you already know what you bring to the table. You know what the situation already, you know, like, people, like, there's this part of me where I'm torn, okay, as far as, like, okay, where, like, I already know, what I know, like, my downloads and the premonitions that I get, like looking at the patterns, looking at people's energetic patterns, and I can see, like, if I really look, if I really care to look, like, when, like, approximation of when they're gonna die, what's going on with them, because I can feel there's stuff going on. I can, you know, I'm still working on my gifts, but, like, I can pretty much tell certain things. And it's like, people say, like, oh, think positively, you can change things. And I'm like, yeah, I can do those things, but I can also cause myself some heartbreak. So it's a matter of discernment on your investments. And understanding the impact both ways. So when it comes to my ex, it's like, I know. I already know. How do you think the past 2 or 3 years went with this? Like, the court seems to see at surface level that we've dragged this thing out. Like, there was some desire on my end to do that. There was a slight implication towards that, but it's like, you don't know. You don't even know what went behind closed doors, even as a prefix. So, anyway, looking at the situation with all of these uncontrolled circumstances, like, I'm not meant to control these things. Like, I can just read it. That's my advantage. That's why I'm gifted these things, because of all of the deceit. But, it's like blocking yourself. Like, you already know. Stand strong. Like, block out those forces. Okay. With the mighty force. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I get it, Spirit. I understand. Okay, so this is just confirmation, like a pat on the back, like, good work, good work. Even just seeing what the things, for what they are. No rose-colored glasses, like, we've, like, smashed them, basically. We've taken our power back and we've smashed them. Like, what's the benefit of rose-colored glasses, honestly? That's basically the iteration of gestures of, like, smoking out. Like, when I used to do that just to, like, get myself to feel better. Like, see my situation in a better light. Just to, like, so I wouldn't crumple up and die. But, as you know, it's been over a year now, and I've been bud free. Like, I made that extra effort so I could see how that, alchemically speaking, what that meant within my daily activities, within my personal growth. And I also kind of I was curious to see how that would reflect upon my peers, those who are well adapted and versed in the industry, or, you know, this field, because I know that certain people frowned upon it, if that would adjust how they see me. And that really didn't. That was just bullshit. It was just a way to say, like, oh, I'm not, you know, into her, or, you know, like, that trying to, like, discredit me. I can see it now. I can see it now. Okay? But now, like, I just got into a certain rhythm, and I've talked about this before, like how it dropped the dependency, an additional source of dependency, where I would source his what do you call it, whatever he brought to the table, you know. And I was not, like, I didn't contribute to his excuses. You know, that was part of the reason why we never, like, it was such an issue sitting together, like, at dinner, because after making something, we would have to wait for him to smoke out first, which means cleaning out the pipe or whatever, and then storing it back, and then getting it perfect, and then smoking out, and then cleaning the air, and then, you know, that's like a good 20 to 30 minutes. The food is getting cold, you know, whatever. Then he would get back inside, and after being served or whatever, like, he would flip through the channels on what to decide to watch, and that would take another 15 to 20 minutes, because, like, he's already slow from, I'm not saying everybody's slow, but that regularity in the way he, you know, conducted himself, it's like he had all the time in the world to piss off, right? So you would do that, and it's like, we're already done eating, and we're only in, like, the intro of the show. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, within the first 5 minutes, we're already all done eating, and he's just getting started. Like, do you see how everything was revolved around him? So, anyway, okay. I have to relay these things, not because it's like I'm not over it, but I have to revisit these things because in the eyes of the court, like, to dismiss certain things makes those actions, like his gestures, his more permissible. Do you see? Like, so I have to regenerate these other, like, deceitful activities that say, like, that speak like, I'm not committed to you, I'm more committed to myself, you know, that kind of thing. So, like, I have to remember these things, like, call back these notes, like, the super admin that I am in managing the data, because those data points were given for a particular reason. So, like, I have to, like, recall what this stuff was like. All these things that I've forgiven, that I've laid to rest, that I've, like, called my losses on. And I just have to, like, it's not to say that I'm not over it. It's like, no, I have to do these things. I have to pull the fucking receipts, you know? So, anyway, I'm just, like, trying to put people at ease if they're dealing with the same thing. I'm not trying to, like, explain myself to crosswatchers who gossip and bullshit their way, because part of that is, like, also, you know, there's bullshit within blood too. I know. So, all right, spirit. I know where I should be focused. I know I should be focused more on my happiness and the children's. And it's like, I know. But, like, I'm curious on the karma that's due, because looking at my peers and my friends, like, looking at the trials that they're going through, there's an immediate sense of deceit and betrayal with certain portions of their life. And, like, I want to be able to help my friends too. I don't know if I should be doing a karma reading, but, like, we've been waiting for a long time when it comes to justice, and I don't want to fight you either, Spirit. So I'm just, it's irrational to propose the fact that I need to generate and accept this bullshit overnight. I guess, honestly, if I didn't pay the bill, that it would be, at most I would incur a late fee of, like, nearly $200, okay? and that would be on the record. But it wouldn't mean like, oh, 24 to 48 hours, it would be like, you know, that I would have to exit. I would have to shut down. So it's not like a make or break situation, but it does add a certain weight to the situation. That not only is it like, oh, $2,500 now, oh no, it's now $2,700, you know, and it's like all because of someone else's bullshit. Like oh fuck. Okay, so all right, Spirit, I already know. Okay, Spirit's saying, okay, look at the whole picture. You are going to be, Tina, you are going to be making your wealth in all avenues of preferred abundance, you know, and so you're gonna make that up. But the thing is like, I've been trying so hard, you know, and I don't know how long this is gonna get dragged out, but I don't know. So just putting it out there, I could certainly use a lump sum donation. I could certainly use that. I'm going to put it out into the universe. Grant me my wishes. What is this? Oh my gosh, it's this came out. They say, as you wish. Holy smokes. No freaking way. Holy smokes. Okay. Did you see that? That's crazy. The Empress, okay, followed by like the new cover. Like this is like, it's a headliner. Like, dude, oh my gosh, Spirit like is delivering it on a platter, and people are talking. Like, but it's like black clouds over them, like, you know. But like, do you see like Cupid arrow, psh, you know, like shot off into the distance. But like people are saying that like, oh, it shot off to that vulture, you see. So it's like, you killed it. Like, people are saying, like, you killed it. What? And you manifested this because that's 3 of Pentacles. My work buddies are seeing that. Even if they're not a buddy, they're seeing that. That's crazy. The Spirit's, like, giving that. Oh, my gosh. Are you serious? I want to see it. I want to check my Venmo in my mailbox. Okay, anyway. But like, do you see that's delivered? What is this? The Knight of Cups. This delivered. Somebody is putting that. Holy smokes. They're flying right through. That's crazy. They're personally delivering. Oh, but this person is flashy. You see this? And confident. Because there's the peacock spirit totem right there. Aww. But there's a great deal of confidence because it's shared wings, the peacock, with what's bound to like to his back. It's somebody has the feels for what I'm going through, because there's there's a Cancer, you know, crab there on the top, and he's like, yeah, you're a warrior. Do you see that? That's insane. I've never seen... What? You guys are crazy. I love it. Like, I'm not going to fall into imposter syndrome, but like at bare minimum, like, I've just been so disappointed. Like, I'm just trying to accept that it's the thought that counts. So I'm just like the romance of it is just like, you know, like I want to at least preserve the storybook version of it. Yeah, I would, that would be really nice. But look, I'll think positively. If I'm going to invest in something, like, hell yeah, of course. Heavens yes. Whatever you want me to, like, throw it into the universe as positive. Sure. So, you know what I've seen thus far? Wonderful things can happen. In fact, the enactment of what doesn't feel so good right now, what's proposed as, like, upcoming threats and hostilities, it's still, this is still a good gesture on my behalf. It's time to clear the air because it's flickering, the flame is flickering, which tells me, within candle magic energetically, that is, that's dark energy. Like, I still have haters watching that even refuse to give me so much as a view. So they have to go through, like, this dark web type of, like, I don't know what they're doing, like, dropping in, I don't know. The portals are not open to them. So I say this with whatever degree of magic I'm at in exercising that, you know, so that they know that they're trespassing. And it's like, if they so choose to do that, which means that they're intentionally being ignorant, and so they seek out their karma. Oh, God, what's going on there? Anyway. Yeah, so, calling to awareness these things. I rebalanced, my candles, like the pillar candles. Have you? Oh my goodness. Let's have some sleepover talk here, okay? So just random topics, okay? Because that's my style. Pillar candles. I don't know how many of you actually used it thoroughly all the way to the bottom. And even like the walls that, you know, are kind of creating a cave. I use all of it. All of it. Like, why not? Like, why would you choose to waste whatever? It takes a little bit of added effort or whatever. But if you're an herbalist at heart, or even an engineer at heart, you make use of all resources. You know? Especially if you come from a background where, it's, sorry, I hear things that are going on outside of the door. Okay. It's fine. I had to, like, identify through sound, so we're fine. But, you know, why would you throw away perfectly good resources? And especially if you come from a background where, like, the culture is very much savvy. You know, it's all for good reason. Sustainability. So, anyway. I just gotta vent sometimes about other things. Okay, so there's that. What is this? What is this, Spirit? Ooh, it's the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody's about to make a baby. Oh my gosh. Like, this girl, Tina, doesn't really know what's coming. I mean, like, it's... I'm hearing forebode, but, like, almost like forbidden. Like, what? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is behind her, so she can't really see what's coming, like, in store for her. She can read it. And so, but it's like, she doesn't know where it's coming from, okay? She knows that it's entering into her field. And so with this, like, this is at her back, right? She's not seeing it, but she's, like, the best mother in the deck, right? That's so weird. Yeah, but I got this fiery, like, it's smoking hot, you know? But this is also a prod to, like, say, like, hey, you are super creative, Tina. Like, tap, tap, tap on the shoulder, like, let's switch up wands for a second, okay? Why not you be the Queen of Wands for a second, okay? Knowing that you're all that, you know, especially with how you deliver yourself. You're not basing it off of aesthetics. Like, you're not selling out because you can. You're not selling out because you don't want to. That's truly the best mother. Teaching morals, you know, to her kin and her children. All kindred spirits, right? So, yeah. So Spirit is saying, something like, I'm going to be served and served well. But like, this is a reminder. You see how the flames are curving up. The Spirit is saying, like, you have an eternal flame. You're timeless, Tina. So just move forward and express that anger, that fire, well into your creative pursuits. This doesn't mean losing sleep over it. It just means like, it's like you're a heat source. You're not just fire, but you're a heat source, which means that like you can cook up, you know, many things to make of this. Like it for a while, it was being with my ex, it always felt like, okay, well, I'm just okay, I can only do, like, my work is only like as good as like doing arts and crafts, like kitschy stuff. And it's like I realized, no, like I felt so debilitated in what I could offer the world that's what ended up manifesting. Like my growth was severely stifled, but part of that was an investment to see, like, okay, a motivation source to like do what I know I can do best without all of that like noise telling me, like brainwashing me basically. So anyway, it's a reminder that, you know, it's the same, one of the same. Okay. Oh, and they're saying that I don't always have to address issues directly, you know, that there's a certain amount of wealth in passivity is what they're saying. This is not being neutral to the situation, but neutralizing it through an approach where, like, I'm transmuting by being my true self, like in my creations and all of that. Like, if I'm a healer, that automatically means that whatever I co-create in is a healing resource and healing tool, even if it's like a, you know, like a bracelet or whatever, you know. It's partial, like totem. How do I say it? Is almost like a talisman. A personalized talisman. When I make things, that's what it's like. That's what it is, anyway. Give me a second, because there's like a lot of activity going on, and I can't pause it here, so you're just gonna have to wait. Okay, give me a second. Okay. All right. So, like, just because you've, like, read into this doesn't mean that, like, this is what Spirit is saying. That you don't have to let it stop yourself from doing what you can do for the situation. That's always going to be a good investment, whether you're facing drama or not. So, yeah, it's like, I'm hearing it's like being a director of your own screenplay. Like, you're not going to invest in, like, this one plot story, but there's other figures moving pieces around that keeps it, like, interesting. Like, and you see that everything is networked, and how it helps within the overall schematic of recalibration and puts things into perspective. So that, like, you know, the applause is, like, you know, for anyone invested in the screenplay is what I'm hearing. Anyway, oh shoot, I had to, like, basically run lunges up. Okay. Okay. What else, Spirit? Because, like, I feel like, even though I'm curious about the what do you call it, the karma, like, this, you know, I actually prefer not to do that. Like, I would rather, Spirit, like, reaffirm that I could invest better otherwise. Because I already know that to be. But it's like, I kind of want, like, the, like, little mischievous part of me wants them to, like, find out themselves. Like, it to be a surprise. Like, that's part of, like... So, I kind of just, like, want to leave that as is, you know? Because, to learn about it after the fact is like, oh my gosh, I was right. But I didn't have to, like, put that within my chapters. Like, it's not, like, a good chunk of the story. It's just, like, it's one of the side stories. Okay, what's it? The moon in reverse. So, of course, there's lies and the deceit. You know, it's what we already talked about that. But the main thing here where Spirit wants us to, like, focus is on our inputs, our intentions, because the moon in reverse implies it's about the new moon coming up. So this is a new moon reading. I love it, Spirit. I love it. I applaud you and pat you on the back, on your wings. Do you have wings? Okay, moon in reverse. Yeah. I feel like that. Do you see this is like the scarab in hangman mode. So they deal with shit every single day. You know, in order to procreate, basically, like put their eggs in or whatever. But it's finding that random piece of shit. It's not even random, it's divinely timed. But when they find, you know, all sentience is divinely timed. I that's what I'm told, okay? But you know, it's like looking at things objectively, like okay, you know, this is what I gotta do. This is part of my job. This isn't just part of my job and my role. This is like what I have to do to make things happen for myself, whether I'm clocked in or clocked out. It's like survival. And it's also about knowing no other way. That yeah, and so looking at that, you know. Okay, so this is the life of a scarab, but like low key, like without being applauded by their peers. They know that, like, Egyptians and other, you know, other sentient forms highly revere its symbology. So it's like, it's kind of like, I feel like that, right? So it's thinking about your intentions, and just understand that the frequencies of the universe vibe with that. Do you see how whatever we're investing in is in this underworld that, like, is unknown? It's like shining a spotlight on the new moon. You see, its waves are carried out here too. new moon, because you can't see the new moon, right? When upon manifestation of intentions, like just creating intentions, let's speak of it in that form, formalizing those intentions, we see that carried out here, the frequency here. So it's like, you know, that's interesting. I've never seen it like that. But this is very much protected in the underworld. We have like Anubis double time. It's like Anubis and Anubis's shadow, or like the animus and anima, or, you know, there's some kind of like reflective point where they're seeing eye to eye, two portions of the same self, and both are Anubis. So it, just looking at that, it's interesting. It's so interesting. I've never seen such a thing. But I'm getting it's like masculine and feminine portions of this, like the interchange of receiving and giving. So the scarab allows for a hangman view, even for gods like Anubis. I love it, Spirit. Okay. What else you want to... Oh, okay. What fell on the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands is... Drumroll, please. 5 of Cups muted. Okay, so knowing what's best for yourself. Like saying, hey, no, thank you. No, thank you very much. But like saying your goodbyes to like old times. Yeah. Just knowing like the warring. Do you see that? That's crazy. That's crazy. But you see the cocoon, caterpillar, like, what do you call it? Hangman also, within that growth period. Just being able to say no and being protected by the divine elementals and our higher self, basically. Like, what they're telling me is that currently, as it stands right now, we are the inner child to our higher selves. That's what that depicts right there. Okay? So when we say no, we're letting our inner child speak, but also kind of like an elemental version of that inner child when it comes to looking at putting out the gestures as our higher selves. That's beautiful work. I'm just very pleased with that messaging. That's so awesome. Okay. So then what fell on the Empress like trio was the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, and the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. So it's moving quickly within our journey as far as our learning. Like, Spirit is like, basically I'm flipping through the Akashic records for information, but it's like I just opened the book and it's like I cited it just right there. It was Spirit, so I was like, that was fast. That was like, you're like a gunslinger, Tina. But you know, I have help, you know, here. But this is it's like to cite that quickly. Like, Spirit wants to adopt me as, you know, like as almost like an editor, like a proofreader kind of thing when it comes to like working with the archangels who scribe. I think it's Metatron or Melchizedek. But like the one that scribes, like I'm training to proofread for them. So like I'm kind of the understudy to whoever's already doing that within the angels, like the angelic system. That's so cool. Like, that's so crazy. I love it. I love it. And like that's what I have to look forward to in the afterlife. That's one of my duties, because all of the angels multitask. You know, I know that it's frowned upon here because our abilities are very parted, very compartmentalized, so we can't, not very many can effectively do that here. But angels are endowed because they free themselves up of like so many constructs, you know. It's very nice. I like it. I like it. Oh my gosh, Spirit's saying that I get to crack the whip because I can sight things easily. Huh, that's interesting. You see? Like he's on a chariot, okay? And there's mankind, you know? Whip them into shape, basically. Interesting. So, like, any of those who try to progress and, like, challenge me, the divine already knows it's not for the spirit of challenge. It's not for, like, sportsmanship. It's because they have some kind of devil energy that they need to resolve, you know? That's it. Okay. Okay, so it's flipping the top card as I pick it up. Oh, yep, that's what it is. 4 of Pentacles. Spirit is teaching me. Yeah. Like, the Spirit says that's accurate. Look, book citation. That's accurate. There is devil energy when overinflated sense of ego, when people even desire, see that energy of, like, wanting to challenge me. Because that's just bullshit, like, double talk of, like, oh, well, I'm so good. I'm going to go ahead and, test them. Dude, that's, when you look at it on, like, a pure, like, work level, those are bullies in the industry, in whatever job you have. So, Spirit's, like, saying, like, no, that's where you originated from. Don't allow people to, like, twist up words in order to fit their liking. No, you're representing people. You're helping protect the collective that can't quite put their finger on the bullshit here, you know? So, Spirit is training me. Like, who cares if people call me a gatekeeper, okay? I am what I am because I'm designated to be so. You have a problem with that? Go take it up with Spirit. Go take it up with your God. But look, that's what, like, there's no other interpretation for this as it stands. Like, that's the top of the deck. There's no question about it. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. So Spirit's saying, like, if you really look at the big picture and hold on to this book, because when you look at the big picture, Tina, in this phase, it's just one part of the book. It's, that's it. So don't sweat it. Oh, bottom of the deck is Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's being confident in this. Like, if the Spirit delegated certain tasks to me, have confidence in moving forward. Shh, I'm hearing strike a bitch. Yeah, do you see that? This blazing force. And you see, like, they're riding. I can't really see it right there. Where are we? Okay, so riding forward. It's hard to see, okay? But, like, there's somewhere, like, the person's head is veering off to the side. That's crazy. Like, to gain more of an aerodynamic type of approach. Efficiency. Like, have confidence, which, when the more confidence you have, the more efficiency that you have. Which means invested in the right energy, which is not like the oppositions, middle. Like, I'm gonna open the book, Spirit. So what do you want to tell me? Swords. 10 of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of ignorant chaos, directed my way. And it's like, the more I speak about my role, it's just like stepping up to the plate. And there's nothing wrong with that because there's a balance of chakras here. You see that? There's one overlaid the other. So it's like, dude, you're balanced. Like, you have the gods on your side, Tina. Like, what's going on down here is just a balance of like the justice system, you see, and the weighing of sorts. So like you've been elected into this role, and to face it, because it's not just about the politics, but those are working sources, you know, like, what do you say? How do you say it? It's I don't know, there's a lot of topics to cross, a lot of topics for growth, a lot of areas for growth. So in this turbulent atmosphere, like, this is just the rationale. Like, you're here for a purpose, Tina. So this is what you're looking at, okay? Regardless if it's anybody that's going to step into this role is going to, you know, kind of face that. And just knowing that that's rationale in itself for resolve, for growth. You see that on various ends of the swords, that there's growth. If anybody picks up that sword, which we're helping others inspired to do within their locality, it's an area of growth. Just picking up that sword. Like, taking it from... It's about the people that did me wrong. The people that did us wrong. You know, it's lifting, like, pulling that sword away. Yeah. Because, you know, I've always said that the potentiality for those working on the polarized view of disliking and hatefulness and fear, there's that other polarity, you know, where they can, it's a turnaround. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, something very particular about my path. I'm going to pull now from the Nile fortune telling deck, and I think this is where, if you're going to, Spirit says, if you're going to look at like the fortune to come, just keep it minimal, and you can refer to this deck, okay, at least for this instance, this inquiry. Okay, all right, Spirit. Okay, excuse me, I'm looking for karma for them and karma for me. Okay, and then looking at the shared karma in between. Okay, because we're looking at networks, the systematics, dynamics, yeah? Okay. So when you're being resourceful, you look at all of the angles, yeah? All right. Let's just get the stuff out of the way, their stuff, which is, what's their karma, Spirit? Oh my gosh. There's a lot. Okay, so what fell on the Knight of Wands was this whole bunch, but we're just going, oh. Okay, wait. Okay, a meeting about money matters. That's 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so they're going to have to work at it, like, have confidence in their own contributions. Okay, so that's, okay, so we'll just get that. But what was the bottom of the deck is secretly for me. I don't even know if I want to tell you, but it's all Pentacles energy. Okay, so what fell on the 10 of Swords? Oh, we have Master number 66 here. 6 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. Okay, it fell like this. Okay, so accentuated. So they're going to have to give a greater return, and be successful at returning it. Not like, oh, it's the thought that counts. No, they're going to have to make not just a decent effort, but a successful one. One that holds integrity, not just to mark the tally mark. Okay, so that's part of their karma. An offer probably regarding money matters. Okay, investigate carefully before undergoing into any new undertakings. Okay. So looking at this, given that there's a new upright version here, so we're looking at the top sides, that's what it's saying. So an offer probably regarding money that matters. So yeah, they're going to have to give back to the world. This is a very like chill state of giving karma, because Spirit wants me to be watchful of my words because of my role. So things are kind of softened up a little bit when it comes to certain things. Like, I don't know why. I'm just doing what I'm told, okay? So I don't know why there's a variation in how I deliver, but for this particular thing. An offer probably, okay. And then investigate. So this is asserting. So they are going to have to make decent offers when it comes to money matters. Okay, so that's, yeah. Investigate carefully before going into any new undertakings. Yeah. So they're going to have to be more cautious of their future investments because they've been so kind of willy-nilly about it. And yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. I'm not going to read what it says on here, but it's no. I don't need to share this part. Seriously, I don't need to share it. It's just gonna stir up more jealousy, and people are gonna fucking black out and like lose sight of the message here. That's how deep we are. Okay, top of the deck. For like no secret. Okay. Fear turned into confidence. 2 of Swords. Okay. So I think that's... I want to say that's like the shared... What do you call it? Shared karma. That ultimately this means transmutation. Because once they're separated, it's like... There's no other... You know, that like your corner, that's all that you can really produce once you hit like like certain intricacies and depths of fear. That like I had the intention, you know, not just making this amicable or civil, but I actually believed in helping each other progress. Like, let's just call our losses, let's just go ahead and, you know, we created this plan of like, okay, so you're going to get cabins or whatever, and you're going to invest in those things. And I was also even helping him on an energetic level, reading out certain opportunities for him to like seek out investors. And I even told him, like, dissuaded him from other investors, which also included, you know, his supposed friend that was trying to make moves on me during the initial part of our separation. You know what I mean? Like, but like he was, you know, so I'm not going to even get into that because that set of karma is lock and key. It's happening. So, fear turned into confidence. So like, I invested wisely, is what Spirit is saying. Like, energetically, I don't need to give into that anymore. Like, I gave... like, the imbalance is unreal. So, if he so chooses to make positive, like, better changes that are not purely self-interested, that my energy is going to, like, magnetize whatever I've deposited into this, like, safety net type of thing. It's going to attract to his new intent, not just intentions, but actions backed by it. That integrity is going to match each other, and it's going to help with his confidence. Like, it's going to help progress him. So that's... I think that's wonderful. Okay, it's time for bananagrams. I like it. It's good. Okay, I want to get a secret one that well, not a secret, not. I'll open up a shared item. Because did I show you? I don't know if I showed you. Okay. Open up. What can I share? What can I cite for the collective here? 7 of Swords. A divorce will affect your future life. Holy freaking moly. Yeah. What the heck? It's going on. Oh, but like I have some wonderful cards right after, which is 2 queens together, which is a lovable, upright woman, and then the Queen of Swords, a dark widow or a spiteful woman. And then right behind that, Ace of Swords, your love affairs will prosper. So love affairs includes like all investments, honestly. But like, that's crazy. We have like, you know how we have master numbers? I'm getting this is like a master royalty, you know, like master, the duplication, right? So anyway, a divorce will affect your future life. That's crazy. What the heck, Spirit? Well, I mean, it's just showing. I think I have a bunch of non-believers here. Like, there's more than usual, like, non-believers here. So I get that, you know, people who are mixed within the legal system or some kind of logical type of, like, functional, this is the way it is kind of thing, they're here. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, like, you know, Spirit is showing them the stuff that I'm actually linked to, and it's super accurate. Like, I didn't even know that card existed there, like, the foretelling. That's crazy. Okay, so that fell on top, like, above the Knight of Wands. It's a C. Okay. But it's like, okay, so this looks like, if we're looking at an emoji, that's like a nose, you know? So people are being nosy. Yeah, they're reiterating it. ENFMYQROZOTIWARGR. Okay. So what do we see in the scatter? Cart. Yin, so that's the receptive energy. Cart is like, you know, shopping around. Maybe there's others who are looking for a reader that is, you know, exclusive, like that they really vibe with. So they're kind of like just looking around if they're going to invest in their energy because they see themselves as valuable and this topic very sensitive, and or this topic very sensitive, that they're looking around. So I see cart here. But I also see that, you know, with the divorce marriage kind of thing messaging going on, that you know, we're going to have to search for replacement items. Like, you cut your losses, but you don't go without, you know what I mean? So let me see. So yin, receptive energy. I see Gomez. Oh, so my in-law is here. Yeah. Lurking. But I think it's not really spying. I think she's just curious. But, like, there's gammas too. So, yeah. That's funny. I heard her correct it. Oh my gosh. I see the full name. That's crazy. I also see game. But, like, going back to Gomez, so there's a certain amount of, like, nostalgia that we need to shift into, like, romanticism. That's not rose-colored glasses, but, like, making it an intimate experience, because it's intrusive, so you might as well make it intimate, right? That's funny. All right, so I see trance also. So some of you might like that type of music, because there's variations of trance. Trance is not just solid trance, okay? But there's also something about, oh, I see. Yeah, no, trance. Like a certain state of, like, taming the view, the energy. That's what being, you know, that's what trance is, basically. I see grace on the top level, all 5 letters. I mean, they're a little scrambled, but it's grace, yeah. I see certain initials here. So if you're looking at the if you're looking at the letters, okay, this is for all viewers and who are called to do this, okay? If you see your initials in here, just know that I see them too, but I can't call them out, okay? I see money. What? And I see for real, FR. I see car. I see a hidden thank you because it's TIY, but it looks like a T with like a borderline, like a hyphen Y. So people want to say thank you, but they want to keep it like kind of hidden. That's crazy. I see now in the center, the power of now. I see got. This is insane. I see zoo. Zoe. Rain. Giza, like Egypt, something like that, like the Giza Strip. I don't know why. I don't know. Wife. Cat. Somebody might be named Cat or have a cat. CAT. I see Tina. What? That's crazy. You're crazy. Okay. I see moat, like MOAT, bridge crossing, to a castle. That's wonderful. So yesterday's Stargate reading, that tunnel with the rain coming through, that tunnel is what I'm being told. That's like the moat. That's the bridge to the castle. What? We're being seated. What is it? The arraignment? No, what is it called? Like the announcement, when you crown the empress kind of thing. Train. I think since when we're looking at the karma and how it was dished out, all of it was pentacles, primary energy. So I have to use money on here. Like I have to lay that out. I'm being called to do that. Yin is very, it's highly emphasized in here. I don't know why, but it's telling me that. Crate. So some people are going to have to move some things around. And organize. It's going to force us to organize our lives. So fear, that's part of the fear transmuted into confidence, which is excellent for any party, honestly. What else? I think I almost saw friend, but we didn't have the D, which means that I think we need to be careful with what type of friends we, like how much weight we give to friends, because there's still, like, it takes a course of time. And, to let people onto your inner circle is to also give weight to, like, almost distributing some of your power through validation, like acknowledgement. So we can't completely rely on them on it. This is what Spirit is showing me, because there's no D here. But this also tells me that a lot of the friendships are going to be, that we make, are going to be comprised of mostly hold on, is it males? Because there's no D here, which would validate you know, putting together, like, phrasing friend. So I feel like it has something to do with that. Like, forged, that's what it is. That most of our friends are, like, secret, like, males. There's something about that. Because there's no D on there, but it's an implication, like, it's like, I told you, everything is encoded. So I'd like to say, first off, thank you for your support. I see mints. So when it comes down to, like, the chopping block, it's severely, like, almost pulverized when it comes to that. As the Queen of Swords, I would say, you know, you're looking for a breakdown. Well, I'll make sure that we can repurpose. Okay, now it's time to, like, put this together. All right, let me just show you so you're like, that's insane. So give me a second. Do you see that? So we have Grace, Car, got Tina, oh my goodness. Money, for real. Encryption, like QR code. Time. Zone. What else? Tiny. Wife.